On the 13th of March 2020, a construction worker in Nashville noticed a white Acura sedan that was involved in an accident and had presumably hit something. He discovered the remains of two people in the vehicle, Holly Williams, along with William Bill Lanway. In the early stages of the investigation, it was believed that this was just a normal accident, but later, upon closer examination, authorities realised something far more sinister had occurred. Both Holly and Bill had been shot, leading to a murder investigation that would reveal a shocking conspiracy. William Bill Lanway was born on March 17, 1983, in Clarksville, Tennessee. His early life was filled with trauma. When Bill was only 3 years old, his father, Lyle Lanway, took him hostage with a rifle, threatening to harm both himself and Bill if his estranged wife, Candy, did not return home. After a tense 5-hour standoff with the police, Lyle eventually surrendered and was taken to a psychiatric unit at a hospital. On November 27, 1986, Lyle, who had been temporarily released from the hospital for Thanksgiving, went back to Candy's home and attacked her and her friend, Jerry Beard, stabbing them both. Bill and his older sister, Angela, witnessed the horrific event but were not physically harmed. Candy died from her injuries the next day, and Lyle was charged with her murder. He was convicted in 1987 and sentenced to life in prison. Following this, Bill was raised by his uncle and aunt as an orphan. Despite his terrifying past, Bill kind of grew up to be the opposite kind of person. Everybody knew him as a fun, outgoing guy, and he was even voted the best personality in high school. In his early 20s, Bill met a woman named Dana Jones in one of his house parties. Dana and Bill were a young couple, with Dana being 4 years younger than Bill and still in high school. Despite their age difference, they got along well and started having a casual, friends with benefits relationship. However, they were too old to be covered by the Romeo and Juliet laws in Tennessee. Dinah learned she was pregnant just 6 months after starting their relationship, and they were excited to have a baby together. They gave birth to Madison, who was close to Bill and adored each other. However, in May 2010, Madison became sick for 3 weeks straight, and doctors diagnosed her with a rare and aggressive form of brain cancer. The cancer spread to her lungs and pancreas, and after a year of treatment, Madison went into remission. Bill and Dinah were thrilled that their daughter was recovering, but it only lasted a short time. A few months later, the cancer returned, worsening the situation. Madison passed away on September 21, 2011, after a long battle with cancer. This tragedy left Bill and Dinah devastated as they struggled to cope with the loss of their child. Bill's personality changed drastically, becoming less outgoing and irrational. He would often lash out at Dinah and damage her property. This outburst was the last straw for Dinah, as their relationship was already strained due to the death of their child. It is difficult for parents to stay committed to one another when they are both drowning in grief. With Bill's new unhealthy and violent behaviour, she was done. After Maddie's funeral, Dana gave Bill a box of Maddie's things and told him to never contact her again, and he agreed. On the other hand, let's learn more about the other victim, Holly. Holly Ann Williams was born on January 14, 1987, to Courtney Brown and Butch Williams. After her parents' divorce, Holly lived with her father and stepmother, becoming estranged from her mother. Determined to build a stable future, Holly pursued a career as an esthetician, graduating from the Georgia Career Institute in 2017. She opened her own business, Sparkles Aesthetics, while also working as an escort in Nashville under the alias Layla Love. Holly and Bill met in 2018 during the CMA Music Festival in Nashville, and not long after, they started a bumpy romance marred by frequent breakups. From the beginning of their relationship, Holly had been honest about her work as an escort. Although Holly insisted that she had left escorting behind by the time she and Bill were dating, all was not well with them. They had the sort of romance that seemed doomed from the start. Their love life was turbulent, and things took a turn for the worse when Bill was arrested on Christmas Day in 2019 for domestic assault, theft, and vandalism of property less than $1,000, following an incident that had taken place sometime in April the same year. The two continued with their love affairs despite the highs and lows. Violent behaviour by Bill had sufficiently unsettled Holly to install 3 cameras in and around her home. In the early morning hours of January 10, 2020, those very cameras recorded Bill breaking into Holly's home in search of her. On March 4, 2020, Bill was arrested once again, this time on charges of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, thefts of $1,000 or less, and animal cruelty. The accusations were based on an incident where he allegedly let out Holly's dog, Max Holly, later found Max dead on the side of the road. It is still a mystery if Bill just simply let the little dog get out to get hit by a car, or if Bill directly killed the little dog. Regardless, this incident marked the second attack on Holly, leading her to secure an order of protection. On March 13, 2020, a labourer at a construction site at 497 Old Hickory Bell, VD found Holly's crashed white Acura sedan with both Bill and Holly inside initially. The police officers believed that the car crash had caused the deaths of the former couple, but upon closer examination, they found that both Bill and Holly sustained multiple gunshot wounds. With their stormy relationship and with Bill's history of abuse, friends and family speculated that this was a case of murder-suicide, with Bill shooting Holly before turning the gun on himself. However, no such murder weapon was found inside the car or outside it. It soon became obvious that someone else was involved in their murders. The murder. Below are the chronological events according to the investigators leading to the murder of Holly and Bill. On the 3rd of February 2020, one of the clients of Holly, who was engaged with her escort services, sent an email for a meeting during his upcoming visit on February 5, 2020. According to the investigation, they met at the bar of the JW Marriott Hotel in downtown Nashville. This incident was characterized as a normal date, and the client left for his home state on February 7, 2020. On March 1, 2020, mere days before Bill would be arrested once more for his assault of Holly, he broke into her email account and accessed her client list. And with this, he phoned a client from February 5th, demanding $25,000 from him and blackmailing them of not making their relationship public. According to court records, there is no suggestions that Holly knew of Bill's extortion attempt. The client has since been identified as 46-year-old Eric Charles Mond, a married businessman and former partner of Mond Automotive Group and Mond Toyota, based in Austin, Texas. The Mond family is one of Queensland's wealthiest and most influential in both business and social circles. Panicked over Bill's attempt to blackmail Eric, the businessman phoned his friend and employee of Charles Mound Volkswagen. Gil Pellet was reportedly born in Israel, where he served time in the Israel Defense Forces. He moved to California, where he provided service as a bodyguard before moving on to Texas and founding his own security company called Speartip Security. In early 2020, he was working as a security consultant for the Charles Mond Volkswagen dealership. With this experience and connection to security, Jill seemed well connected. On Eric's request of needing help to deal with the blackmail, Jill brought Brian Brockway into the situation. The 46-year-old former Marine, Brian Brockway, had done some work in security for the US government and was recruited by Gil to provide some intel on Holly and Bill. Brian, in turn, hired his brother, active in the personal security world, to run a background check on the Nashville couple. On March 5th, 2020, Eric withdrew $15,000 to cover the intelligence report and a subsequent physical surveillance of Holly and Bill. This information was utilised by 3 men, including another former Marine with special operations training, Adam Carey, 30, who took a trip to Nashville to surveil Holly's apartment. On March 9th, 2020, Jill received a military-style document that detailed that Adam and the other 2 unnamed men had completed this mission of surveillance. The report was able to confirm that Bill was staying with Holly frequently. Staged the scene to look like a car crash and shot Holly dead. Brian then returned to Austin by plane, while Adam drove back. The case was unsolved for a long time, but the investigators were very diligent in their search. In April 2020, the public was asked to help identify the men seen on Holly's security footage. A breakthrough was made in December 2021 when the FBI arrested Eric Mond, Gil Peld, Brian Brockway and Adam Carey over multiple states. They were charged with murder for hire, conspiracy to kidnap resulting in death, and kidnapping resulting in death. The investigation also showed that Eric had given Gil $150,000 to plan the murders after Bill had tried to extort money. Gil, in turn, used some of his military contacts to carry out this plan. He had then got Brian and Adam to kill Holly and Bill. Eric even plotted Adam to be murdered to not be further blackmailed, although this was leaked before the plan was successfully executed. On July 25, 2022, a federal grand jury indicted Eric, Gil, Brian and Adam on several charges. Gil decided to plead guilty and worked with investigators, sharing information that ultimately led to the conviction of the others. In November 2023, the jury found all three men guilty of murder for hire and conspiracy to kidnap. Additionally, Adam and Brian were convicted of kidnapping that resulted in death. As of March 2024, sentencing for Eric, Adam and Brian has not yet been scheduled. However, Gil's sentencing hearing is set for June 2024, and he may receive a reduced sentence due to his cooperation. The deaths of Holly Williams and Bill Lanway shocked their community and highlighted the dangers of escalating domestic violence and blackmail. The case serves as a grim reminder of the lengths some will go to protect their secrets and the tragic consequences that can follow. Comment down below your viewpoint and let us know what your take is on this case. And if you found this video informative, please like, share and subscribe for more in-depth stories. And stay tuned for more updates on this developing case. Thanks for watching.